And this time every Tuesday, we like to visit with our good friend Ron, the car guy, to teach you a little bit something about your vehicle. And this morning, very, very important, especially because of all the accidents that are happening this time of year. I just found out last night a second deer was hit and thrown into the ditch by my house yesterday morning while we were here. One happened a couple of days ago, and one happened again yesterday. So again, deer are everywhere.
You better put up some deer crossing signs.
That would be a good idea, just so they know where to cross.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so they don't cross at the non-crosser.
Right.
It's deer season, and when we hear deer season, you know, we think about the hunters and bow hunting and shotgun season and all that, but it's deer season, you know, from a car standpoint. And something that I found interesting is Iowa is third in the nation for the number of deer car accidents.
Yeah.
Well, we're way overpopulated with deer in Iowa.
There's a ton of deer out there. West Virginia's number one, South Dakota's number two.
Really?
Yeah, and Iowa's third in the nation for the number of car deer accidents. Matter of fact, last year there was over 6,836 reported animal car related accidents.
Wow.
And the DNR said over 95% of those involved deer.
Wow.
So what do you think the average cost is to fix a car when you get hit by a
I was
deer?
going to say, a lot of times
Thousands.
it's totaled.
Whatever your deductible is.
Thousands of dollars.
It's $4,135 is the average cost to fix a car that hit a deer. I'll bet Tony Morrow is smiling
Right?
when we throw that amount out.
Cha-ching.
Exactly, exactly.
But at the same time, you have to also remember this is very dangerous for the occupants too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll put off airbags and stuff. I mean, it's a big enough hit. There's a 1 in 72 chance of hitting a deer if you're driving a car on the road in Iowa.
Wow.
I almost hit one this morning.
1 in 72.
I was 2 feet from one this morning.
No way.
It happens every day out there.
We were in eastern Iowa a couple of weeks ago. And we saw two.
We saw two right in front of us.
front of us.
Like accidents,
Yeah,
not deer.
yeah, exactly. So, deer are most active between 6 and 9 p.m. And I don't know if that factors in daylight savings time, so I'd be careful from like 5 to 9 p.m. just in case.
Oh, having to change their watches is really going to mess them up this
Well,
weekend.
they seem to enjoy the really early morning hours.
They
too.
do. And the three most popular months for car deer accidents are October, November, and December.
So we're in the middle of it. Yeah.
Yep, we're
They're
here.
mating, right? That's the deal, right?
Exactly. Well, that and food. I mean, we're harvesting fields, so they're out there, getting the corn that's falling down and stuff like
easier
that.
access.
Yep, and the corn doesn't hide them, so they're kind of on the move and stuff. But
And I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're drawn to cars. Like,
Well,
we see them and they see us, but they're still like, must go towards car. I don't know what that is.
It's the old deer in headlights.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Well, that one that we saw. I mean, it ran into the car. Yeah. I mean, I think
it happens.
So anyway, one thing I want to talk a little bit about today.
So how do we prevent it, Ron?
Well, we've got these fine little devices here, deer whistles.
Or alerta paravanados, as it says there.
That's
Which look very similar to what they have in
That was a
Australia.
kangaroo, yeah.
that's what Australia uses. No, we've got these deer whistles here. That some people, I've talked to people that swear that these work, and then I've talked to others that have hit deer while they're driving down the road, and so I looked into them a little bit more to see what's going on with deer whistles, and here's what we do know about them. These are designed to put out an ultrasonic whistle, an ultrasonic noise. And actually, if you read the instructions on the back, there's 2 different pitches of the ultrasonic. What we do know is ultrasonic sound doesn't carry very far, and it doesn't carry very well.
Oh.
So I'm curious as to how far of a zone that is.
Exactly, and it depends on the pitch of it and the volume of it and stuff. So the question one becomes, how far away does this noise carry? I mean, it does make noise, but how far away does it carry? That we don't know. But it may not travel far enough to warn the deer, depending on where they're at.
Right.
Little is known about the frequency that deer hear, but it is thought to be the same frequencies that humans hear. So if we can't hear these,
How are they gonna hear those?
neither can the deer.
Or maybe they kind of hear it and then they go, what?
Well,
What?
well, and that's another great point. I mean, a lot of cars have these. They've sold a lot. A lot of these are on vehicles. So if a lot of vehicles are making this noise, eventually the deer are going to ignore it.
Get used to it.
because they hear it all the time. They're going to get used to it.
Right, they'll just hear this constant whistling, even if they can hear it.
White
Yeah,
noise.
it's like if you live near railroad tracks where a lot of trains go through each day. I mean, eventually it becomes part of it. You just
become oblivious to it.
Exactly. So I mean, that is a great point there. So if everybody or a lot of people are using these, the deer might be ignoring it. The other thing is, if these were proven 100% to work, it would be my guess that the auto manufacturers would build it into the car.
To the grill.
Yeah, because
Be
you
in
look,
every car.
yeah, because you look at the money they spend on airbags, traction control devices, anti-lock brakes. I mean, they're spending millions of dollars engineering safety equipment
And
for
then what the ones
vehicles.
that stop by themselves now? Think about that too. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, they're, I would probably cringe to think how much of the cost of a new car covers all the safety equipment that's on there, and this would just be a matter of molding it into the grill when they make it.
Right.
So if it was proven 100% that they work, I would think the cars would just come with them on there already. Another aspect, let's say that they do work, and we see this in the shop when the cars come in. People mount these on the grill or on the front bumper. If you look inside them, they're plugged full of bugs.
Full of bugs.
Yeah, so no air
So
can get in.
they're not doing anything.
Exactly. And this particular model that I bought easily detaches from the base. It says for cleaning. So people that put them on. I mean, how many people clean your deer
Yeah,
whistles?
how many people are going to take them off and clean them?
Yeah, I mean-
got it, honey. It says on my calendar I got to go clean the deer with it.
Exactly.
You can't even clean your air filter in your furnace. I don't want a deer whistle.
Yeah, I can't watch the kids this afternoon. I'm cleaning the deer whistles. People don't even clean the bugs off the grill of the car. So anyway, the University of Wisconsin, Madison, did research, and their conclusion was it's unlikely that these work.
I saw a Maryland study years ago that they did with the Maryland Highway Patrol, said the same thing, that they don't think they work at all.
Sure. And we had up a graphic a little bit earlier, and that was there it is, the hopper stopper.
Hopper stopper.
And the hopper stopper is remarkably similar to what we sell as.
Remarkably similar.
Deer
It's a
whistles
different
here.
sticker is what it has, Ron.
And this is legit. These are sold in Australia.
I want some of those.
And the University of Melbourne in Australia also conducted a study on the hopper stopper, and it's designed to emit a high-pitched ultrasonic noise. And they also came to the conclusion that the hopper stopper is ineffective in kangaroo hits.
Yeah, I also heard they have these in colder climates, and they're for polar bears, so you don't hit polar bears either. And they have the same conclusion: polar bear whistles.
I wonder if Bell Corporation manufactures those too. But based on the information and the research that I've got, it's shown that these probably don't work. But at the end of the day, they're under $10. And if it makes you feel better, and if you
Go
think
for
maybe
it.
they do work, go ahead and put them on your car. I mean, I've got one customer that he works nights down in Osceola, and he swears by them. I mean, he puts them on. He said he's never hit a deer, but
But that's a...
it's a 1 in
He
72.
probably never would have hit a deer anyway.
Well, yeah, we don't know.
Right.
Yeah, and his are probably full of bugs. Right. So
Do you sell these?
we don't sell these.
Oh, okay, just curious. Okay.
But I'm sure major retailers
Would be, yeah.
have these. I know
You'd be
I
able
got
to get
these
it.
from an auto parts store. They were
Okay.
$9.98.
All right, so if people have any other questions
And we'd be happy
concerning
to have Bell advertise on this program.
I think Bell Corporation makes motorcycle helmets.
they make racing
Yeah, they
helmets.
do.
Yeah, you might be better off just to wear a helmet.
There you
instead
go.
Hit
of-
the deer.
Go visit Ron the Car Guy. If you have any questions, it's the easiest way to ask you a question.
You can go to our website, westsideautopros.com, or you can go to askronthecarguy.com. I'll answer any questions you have.